The Sheffield Steelers return to the Sheffield Arena for their third game in as many nights. The Braehead Clan were in town for their first visit of the season. That meant J. Galbraith back in Sheffield. John DeCaro between the pipes, and DeCaro needed to have a big night. The Steelers got off to the absolute perfect start, a dream start. Look at Legui and Ramsey, a 3-on-1. Legui finds Ramsey, Ramsey shoots and scores, and the Sheffield Steelers lead after just 47 seconds. Jumping on the bus legs of the Braehead Clan, Legui's pass is inch perfect, and Ramsey shoots top shelf. It wasn't long before the Sheffield Steelers doubled their advantage, and it was that combination again of Jeff Legui and Mike Ramsey. Ramsey hard off the boards, and you can see the pass then finds itself to Legui. He goes one-on-one, and there's just no stopping Jeff Legui at the moment. He makes it 2-0 in just the 4th minute of the game. Super finish again, but once he's one-on-one, there's only one winner, and Jeff Legui makes it 2-0. Great to get all the replays. 2-0 for the Sheffield Steelers. Big action was to follow. Ramifications coming from Bruce's hit on Colt King. Up in Braehead only 2 weeks ago. These two had to fight. They did fight. It was over pretty quickly as well. Carl Bruce is one hell of a tough man, which just shows you how tough Colt King is. He's not beating players in the Elite League at the moment. He's demolishing them. And add Carl Bruce to the long list. Colt King, a straightforward victory. He heads back to the penalty box. Unfortunately for Carl Bruce, not the same for him. He headed back to the Braehead Clan dressing room, and Bruce was to play no further part in the game between the Steelers and the Clan. Just keep an eye on Matt Stephenson here. He just gets called for interference. Doesn't agree with the call. Heads off to the penalty box. The Braehead Clan, though, go on the power play. On the power play with the Clan means, of course, Jade Galbraith orchestrating events. Him and Ryan Campbell combined. And you'll see a rebound fall fortuitously to Jim Jorgensen. And he scores on the power play to make it 2-1. Great travelling support from the Braehead Clan as well. They were cheering on their team. You can see Jorgensen shoots and scores. Power play goal, 2-1, made it close. Jonathan Phillips battling in the corner. Young Ajax holds, gets called for holding as well. And the Steelers will go on the power play. For some reason, Ajax is surprised at the call, even smiles at the call. He's off to the penalty box. The Sheffield Steelers are on the power play. And the recent personnel changes for the Sheffield Steelers mean that they've now not one but two outstanding power play units. Stephenson involved, Jonathan Phillips and Ashley Tate also. Keep your eye on the Sheffield Steelers captain, Jonathan Phillips. He'll have a couple of bites at the cherry. And eventually picks up right in front, shoots and scores. The Sheffield Steelers back to a 2-goal advantage. They lead by 3-1. Again, keep your eyes on Captain Jono. And as the puck comes his way, he's first to the loose puck. And the Steelers led, as I say, by 3-1. But the Braehead Clan are full of quality, not just Galbraith and Jorgensen. In Jordan Kristanovic, they've got one of the stars of the league. He forces his way out of the corner, and a lovely finish past John DeCaro to make it 3-2 in the third period. The Steelers certainly now suffering from a little fatigue of their 3-3. And Jordan Kristanovic, with all his quality, drives out of the corner, and as I say, 3-2. 3-2 with just 5 minutes to go became 3-3. That man Jorgensen again. Controversial goal. The Steelers thought it was like punched into the back of the net. You saw Matt Stephenson remonstrate with referee Michael Hicks. The whole team did as well. Let's see if we can see it a little bit more clearer this time. Just a little bit. And it does look like it comes off the glove of Jorgensen. We'll have a third view of it. Perhaps not so clear there. But anyway, it was tied at 3-3. And for the second time in 3 days, we went into overtime. The Sheffield Steelers had won their 2 previous overtime encounters against Nottingham and Belfast. Could they win a third? Ashley Tate, lovely pass to Trudel. He shoots, well saved by the goalie. Trudel then picks up on his own rebound Traffic in front, shoots, he scores, and the new signing, Francis Trudel, wins it for the Sheffield Steelers in overtime. 3 games in 3 nights, 3 wins in 3 nights, 2 of them coming in overtime, and the Sheffield Steelers certainly finding a way to win. A great finish from Trudel. Let's see it again after the celebrations. Nice pass from Ashley Tate, good save off the first shot, but then Trudel picks it up, comes inside, and a lovely finish by the French Canadian. It gets better every time you see it, doesn't it? Super finish. Well, the Sheffield Steelers coach was a happy one, Ryan Finnerty. We also spoke to Matt Stephenson, the Sheffield Steelers defenceman. But first of all, let's see what the coach has to say. 3-3 was always going to be tough, wasn't it? And you've come through with flying colours.
Yeah. You know, we probably not the way we wanted the game to end. I felt like we were in pretty good control after the first, and then they took over the second. I think they probably took over the third for the most part. And guys were tired. You don't ever want to say that using an excuse, but we just didn't have that extra jump to keep going. But you know what? We found a way to grind out a win, and however they come, we'll take them, I guess, at this point, and especially at the tail end of 3-3.
Probably playing that third in 3 nights, it was important you got off to a good start, and you couldn't have dreamed of a better one, could you?
No, we came out buzzing out of the gate, and the 2-0 lead, and you got to give a lot of credit to them because they were short bench too, and they didn't quit. They kept coming, and they equalized late, and we didn't panic. The heads dropped for a second, but we knew that it would be a greasy one, and we'd have to get pucks to the net to finish it because we just didn't have that jump. I think the tanks were almost empty, and guys were starting to question whether we could do it. But like I said, this is a team that finds a way and finds a way to win, and that's what we did.
Overtime on Friday, a late short-handed winner on Saturday, and then overtime again. It's edge of your seat stuff there, isn't it?
Yeah. We would like to give the fans a little bit extra here. A few more minutes of watching us. So no, yeah. Like I said, it doesn't matter how we get them. I guess we'll take any win. At home, if we got to grind it out in overtime, we'll grind them out in overtime all the time as long as we get the 2 points.
Okay, talk to me about 2 players. First of all, John DeCaro, not just tonight, but over the whole weekend, he's been astonishing, hasn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit, I think, because he doesn't really flail about, and he's not really an exciting goalie to watch. He's big and he stops pucks, and he's kind of boring if you just watch him. He doesn't get out of position too much, and he's just going about his business quietly, and same with our decor. You look at our decor, they don't get near enough credit for the goals against that we allow, and I think maybe the way we play is a bit open sometimes, and some people have question marks about our D, but like I said, they battle hard. They battled hard again tonight. We used all 5. They all played big minutes, and it helps when Johnny's making the first, second, sometimes a third save too. So he a lot of times he makes all of us look good. So.
Mm-hmm. And the second player, Trudel, he's had a tough baptism, hasn't he? But then for him to get the overtime winner as well was great.
Yeah, I think, like I said, he's gonna take a little bit of time to settle in, but he's gonna have a ton of confidence going into this week of practice now, and he's settling in with the boys, and he just landed on Thursday night, so right into the fire on Friday, and so I think for him, he's going to get better and better. He said he's not quite there. He's going to need another week of practice, and I think by Christmas time he'll be at the top of his game. But like I said, there's a lot of good things we see in him. He moves the puck well. He's pretty sound defensively, and he's obviously pretty good on that top power play unit.
A lot of coaches and a lot of sports keep using the word rest so important. Is rest going to be very important in the next week, having gone through what you've just gone through?
Yeah, I think we'll take tomorrow off, and we'll be back at it Tuesday. We do our 2-a-day Tuesdays, we call them. So yeah, we'll take all day tomorrow off, obviously, and rest the bones and let the guys heal, and we'll come back for a bit of a workout and a skate on Tuesday, and we'll move forward from there. But like I said, we got the luxury of that extra import. Obviously, Neil Clark will get in the lineup next weekend, and he'll be fresh and raring to go, and it's a good thing to have, because I think guys are some guys are bumped and bruised and may need a rest. So we'll adjust and take a look at our roster and see what we need to do to prepare for 5.
Matt, tell me what it's been like the last 3 days playing those 3 tough games.
It's been pretty wearing on the guys. There's a few battered and bruised guys in there. We managed to come out with 3 victories. Hard fought. Every game was tough. There wasn't an easy game in there. So we're happy with the results, and hopefully Finner gives us a day off tomorrow.
Yeah. Just took us through Friday to start off with. Let's go through it. That was just an emotional roller coaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a back and forth game all night. Belfast is a really good team. They compete really hard, and we got a balance at the end to send it to overtime. And they might think it was offside for the overtime winner, but there's been pictures, and I guess it was onside. So one bad bounce, but that's the way the game goes. It's a game of bounces.
When you saw it, when Leggy got that puck, did you think, offside?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody did.
Where he picked it up, it looked like it was offside by a lot, but because the puck was over the line, it was basically from one side of the ice to the other. So by the time the puck got to him, he had already taken a couple strides in the zone, but the puck was already in the zone, so it wasn't actually offside.
Yeah. And then Saturday in Coventry, normally, of course, with Coventry out of the cup, maybe an easier ride, but with all their problems, they'd built the game up, and it was a tough battle at the Skydome.
Yeah, they played really hard, and they played for their fans, and that's all you want to see, especially with a team that is struggling like them right now with their financial difficulties. As a fan, you can't be mad showing up to a game and seeing your team go out there and play that hard. We ended up on the fortunate end of the stick on that one as well, and we played hard, and we scored some timely goals, and Johnny stood on his head again.
Yeah. What about tonight? Was there a fatigue factor?
You could see it throughout the game. There's a few times where we kind of were back on our heels. We weren't taking it to them, and that's the way it goes when you play 3-3s and you play in an afternoon game on the third night. It gets wearing, and it's more of a mental battle than anything, because you're physically you're ready to go, but it's more of a mindset that you have to go in and battle hard every shift.
Yeah, you mentioned John in Coventry. John, for the whole 3 nights, was outstanding, wasn't he, at the back end? And he just seems to be getting better and better, and he's in a groove right now.
I don't know what game you were watching tonight. I thought he was kind of brutal. That was for you, Johnny. No, he's been great. He's been great all year for us, and that's all you ask for your goalie. You make those timely saves and not give up a weak one, and that's the way he is, and that's all you can ask out of your goalie.
And, of course, flying in on Thursday wasn't an easy start for the new chap, was it? But Trudell's come through well, and great end to the weekend for him.
Yeah, he's played really well, and I think once he gets used to playing a lot more ice time than usual, I think he'll be just fine.
How hard is that for you guys? Because you don't normally play 30, 35 minutes a game. How quickly is it for you to pick that up?
Yeah, it depends on the guy and how much training they've done. Took me at least a weekend to get into it, but it's some guys, they can pick it up right away. It's all in your fitness level.